Good Monday morning, South Carolina weather watchers. I'm your meteorologist, Jesse Peterson, and let's go ahead and talk about the weather for your Monday. Starting off, what's going on right now throughout the entire state of South Carolina? Well, we do have some shower activity going on inside the upstate, going on inside of the western Midland areas, maybe even the western upstate areas. And then also, you can see some in the Grand Strand area in the eastern PD area. So, rainfall is going on right now as we speak, but not really too bad. Not really too bad at all right now. But if we see what's going on throughout the entire U.S., we do have some rainfall going on in North Carolina, some rainfall in Virginia, Louisiana, Texas, getting in on some flooding activity. And then as you move further west, you can see some rainfall in Nevada, California, Arizona. All these areas receiving rainfall in the west, but looking like the central U.S., you're not seeing much rainfall over there. You're not seeing much rainfall over like in the Rockies and in like the northern Midwest areas, the northern Great Lakes areas. Now, what about cloud cover? We're seeing cloud cover in the upstate. We're seeing cloud cover all the way down to the low country into the Grand Strand area. So most of us are covered right now, completely covered. I'm looking outside, looks completely dark at this point. Not really too much blue sky at all. And then as we go on and look in areas like the southern Midlands, we go on and look at areas like over there in the western low country, the western Midlands. You can see some clear spots kind of starting to get going. Now, what about those cloud cover as we move on later on into the future? We go all the way to 10, 11, all the way to 12 p.m. And then we move this forward into this afternoon. Cloud cover stays relentless. It does not stop. Even as you get to around 12 o'clock in the morning here, cloud cover is still staying the main storyline for the state. Now, for our current temperatures right now, you're talking about 77 in Somerville, 78 in Charleston, 79 Beaufort, and 77 in Orangeburg, 78 Georgetown, and 77 in Myrtle Beach, Conway, even 76 in Columbia, Florence, Sumter, 74 in Greenwood, Anderson, Clemson, and 73 up there in Greenville and Spartanburg. Now, for our air quality, it looks like that we are inside that good category. No bad air quality is expected for today. And then as we go and look at our high temperatures for today, we're talking about 78 in Spartanburg, 79 Rock Hill, Greenville, 78 in Lawrence, and 83 in Columbia, 85 Orangeburg, 90 inside of Walterboro, 89 in Charleston, and 88 in Moncks Corner, 87 Georgetown, and 85 in Myrtle Beach, 90 in Hilton Island. Now, what about for our heat index values? Well, obviously, it's not going to be as hot as we once were seeing it, but, it still could feel like around 101, 103 degrees in areas of the low country as you move into today during those peak times of the day, being at like 1 to 3 o'clock, somewhere around there. So, it still could get pretty hot during the afternoon, but still not as hot as it has been. Definitely not as hot as it has been. Winds for today are going to be pretty calm. I mean, I see some spots only like 1 mile an hour, but for the most part, I do also see a lot around like that 3 to 5 zone. I see a couple around that 6 to 8 zone as well. You don't really see too much of 15, really. So 10 or 15 at all. So I think it's going to be a pretty calm day. And then in terms of wind gusts may, go up to around 15 miles per hour at the most. But again, that's not bad either. Rainfall. Rainfall. This is a pretty big one because according to the National Weather Service, everybody could see around a quarter of an inch or more. And so you see a quarter of an inch to a half an inch in areas like Spartanburg, a half an inch to an inch in like Greenville, down to Greenwood, Orangeburg, Walterboro, Charleston, Georgetown, Myrtle Beach, even inside of Florence and Dillon, Shiraz included in there. Maybe an inch to an inch and a half in areas like Sumter, inch to and a half to 2 inches in like Columbia. So it's going to be a lot of rainfall as we move throughout the next 24 hours. And remember, this is even without thunderstorm activity. This is just regular rainfall activity. So, no doubt some areas may get 2, 3, maybe even 4 inches of rainfall in some spots today. And that kind of attributes to why we have this risk of excessive rainfall for today. The entire state of South Carolina, scattered flash flooding is possible today. Scattered flash flooding is possible for the entire state of South Carolina. That means that you have a 15% risk of flash flooding. So please make sure if you live in a flood prone area, or if you're in a low lying area, just make sure that you're paying attention for those flash flood warnings because they could come by quickly. They definitely can. And not only that, but also look at the SPC outlook for today. Severe thunderstorm may also be possible. You see that marginal risk over there for Greenville, for Spartanburg, over into Columbia, Aiken, down to the Low Country, over inside the western Grand Strand areas as well. You also can see there's a marginal risk of severe weather. Now, what is it for? Well, usually what they're all for, damaging winds. Damaging winds is the main risk here for when it comes to this risk of severe weather for today. So we're going to continue to see potentially isolated damaging winds of up to 60 miles per hour. And then it looks like that we will just also see that risk of flash flooding. So both of them kind of act with each other. Now, what about the crazy score? Because there's no fire weather. It says South Carolina is enjoying calm, pleasant conditions right now. We have a 6 right now. We have a 6 right now on the crazy score scale. And it's really just because it's really cloudy out right now for a lot of areas. Pretty cloudy outside. So it's not going to be, right there near the bottom, where like a 2 or 3 is. It's just because it is cloudy right now, and it's actually increasingly cloudy as we move as we move right over here into today. So let's go on now and take a look at the models. We're going to start off here at 9 o'clock in the morning. You go on and push this forward all the way to 12 o'clock p.m., 1 o'clock p.m. You see more thunderstorm activity as you go in like the upstate, as you go into like the more like the Piedmont areas. Look at all this shower and storm activity that's trying to get going. I see like a couple of storms here and there trying to get going 1 p.m. We go to around 3 p.m. all the way over to 4 p.m. And now we're seeing some shower and some storm activity in the Midlands and the Low Country, inside the Grand Strand area. Even if you look inside of the southern upstate, right around 5 p.m. or so, you're seeing some more rainfall, some more thunderstorm activity kind of going on, but it's not really that, widespread. Not really that widespread right now. Watch as we move later on to the evening, 7 p.m., 8 p.m., 9 p.m. now. Now we're talking about some heavy rainfall, and it's some good spots, and that could really start to get that flooding threat going. Even as you move over into this evening, and this is 12 o'clock in the morning, 1 o'clock in the morning, when the showers and storms kind of die off, but rainfall still is present. So I really do think that we will continue to go on and kind of just see some shower and some storm activity that kind of goes on and kind of just spreads out statewide. Will it be widespread? Maybe not widespread, but could it potentially be regionally widespread, or just on a main term, just like more scattered than anything? And that's also possible as well. And so that's pretty much all I have to say here. There was no earthquake today, and that's all I have to say here for tonight. So make sure that if you've not the like button yet or the subscribe button yet, please go on and do so. Also hit the share button, share with your friends, your family members, your acquaintances, and people that you don't talk to regularly, because it's free. It's free. It's free. Also, be back tonight, 9 o'clock p.m., Monday evening forecast update. Also tomorrow morning for your Tuesday morning forecast update. Hit those 2 buttons before you leave if you are new. And check out my website, scweather360.com.